Hello and welcome back to another episode of LMS Cast. We're joined back again on the show with Funk Roberts. Funk is a fitness influencer. He's an internet marketer. He's an entrepreneur. He's one of the most charismatic people I know on YouTube. Welcome back on the show, Funk.
Thanks so much, man. Thank you, Chris, for having me. Thank you for all those listening. I'm really excited today to, just share some knowledge. And
We're going to talk about your online education fitness empire, but we're going to kind of zero in and focus on building community, building tribes, being a tribe leader, designing tribes. But first, before we get into the tribe aspect, if someone hasn't met you before, what did you do on the internet?
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. So, I was a professional athlete before. Then I became did the 9 to 5 stuff, but I was always in fitness, right? Loved fitness. And then when probably 2007, when the YouTube started to kind of take off, I started to dabble in blogging and then putting videos up on YouTube. And I went away to Thailand to train for Muay Thai and realized that a lot of fighters out there who were MMA fighters didn't really know how to work out. So I created funkmma.com because I came back with my mind. Okay, I'm going to create a website called funkmma.com. And this website is going to be where any fighter on the planet, no matter what they do, can go there and get strength and conditioning. Came home, funkmma.com, launched, and it was just posting workouts and videos and all kinds of things. And I had a program, and that went really well. That brand of Funk MMA really, really grew. And throughout those years, I'm learning about, I'm launching other programs. I'm also a metabolic trainer. So, I would do metabolic training workouts for men and women. So I kind of just throwing out workouts here and there. And then somebody said to me, hey, you need to do a membership. You need to have a membership site. So, put everything in, and it's that monthly revenue. So I created Funk University, Funk Fitness University. And that went well at first, but I had to, it crumbled. We don't have to go too deep in that, but it crumbled because I was using the wrong strategy. And then 6-7 years ago, I created the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood. I moved from strength and conditioning for fighters to specifically men over 40 because I had a story that was similar to a lot of men who were struggling, right? So they were struggling with their weight, low testosterone, etc. But I looked on the website and the internet, and there was nothing out there. So I created the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood. But this time I focused on transformation. I focused on helping them get results. So I built out a 1-year program, workouts, follow along workouts, nutrition, but really focusing on the brotherhood part of it, right? And so all of a sudden people were getting there. When I first launched it, it wasn't really good. So I asked these guys to come and help implement some tribe secrets, etc., that we're going to go into a little bit later. But then after 10 months of training, there was 700 people who were still in the membership going, hey, what do we do next? So I had to create another 12 months and then another 12 months, 3 years. And so the point I'm making is that memberships have been a really big thing for me. Of course, I've done certification courses, so that's why I use LMS, Life for LMS, which I love, because I created a certification course for trainers on how to train men over 40, and I also created a certification for metabolic training. So kind of using all of those tools online to stay in my niche, but fill it up as much as I can where there are holes, if that makes sense. So I've been online since 2007. I've been in the following the greats throughout the years, and in the fitness industry, I've been around forever. So, yeah,
that's awesome. And tell us just a little bit more about the results of Over 40 Alpha. Like, for example, I think I saw you got a 2 Comma Club award from ClickFunnels.
Yes.
You have 740,000 people on your YouTube channel. I think I got that right.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Can you tell us more just about, because I want people to know we're going to talk about building community.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
The scale of the community that you built here.
Okay, yeah. So the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood program has brought me 3 2 Comma Club awards.
Okay.
Over, I think, we're almost getting to the 8-figure mark. Okay. I have over 15,000 members. So these are 15,000 members. Now, not all of them are paying members because some of them became lifetime members because I would run a lifetime. By the way, this is tip number one: never run a lifetime membership promotion because with a membership, do not do that. Do not do that. Anyway, so I have 15,000 active members. About 10,000 of them or 11,000 are paying every month between $29, $39, or $49 a month. So you can, it's almost $300,000, $400,000 a month that the membership's bringing in, and it's based on this method, right? Because and also the key for the reason why I built this membership the way I have and why it's so successful is because I focus on the results that these guys are getting, not on the transactions, on bringing people in, because that's what I was doing before. Oh, let's bring people in. I've already built out the membership, so I don't have to worry about those people, right? But they're the ones that are they're gonna cancel. So when I switched my focus on being inside my membership and implementing some of these things, that's when everything changed. And now, to this day, I created my own supplements. So now we're talking about different streams of revenue because of the membership. I have my own supplement line that I only sell to my members, and that's a 7-figure business just because I have a lot of members and they trust me because I've got them results and they want supplements. Also, I have my resistance bands and I have my weight vest because that makes sense for my members. Some people want to move from dumbbells to resistance bands, easier on the joints because I'm working with men in 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So you start to see, oh, wait a minute, I have all of these. I can add more streams of revenue when I have a membership that's retention based, right? That's really, truly getting results for people and helping them transform and including something that creates more than themselves, right? Like they're doing this for more than themselves, and that's what keeps them going. So that's been great. I'm literally in the beginning of next year, we're going to be creating a certification for people to train men over 40, but more than just the regular cert, it's like literally like you're going to be a coach. So because now I have guys in my membership who want to become coaches. So, and I did not expect that either. But when guys start to retire, they know so much and they've transformed and they've learned so much from hearing me every single week for 6 years. It's like, you know what? I think I can do what Funk does. And I 100% they can. They just need a little bit more guidance. So I will be using Lifer LMS again to build that coaching certification.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's talk about the audience or the tribe selection process. I mean, for example, like one question I have is, how did you go from MMA to men over 40? You also mentioned, it was kind of like you're over 40, your own. So you're kind of like, kind of working with a market you understand because you're kind of in that spot too. But tell us about what it means to pick the right audience and how do we do that?
Oh my God, this is the most important thing. This is where you have to check your ego at the door, 100%. But you have to have faith to know that if you're only targeting the exact people that need what you are going to provide to them, believe me, you're going to not only get them results, but they're going to stay. So the reason why I moved from fighters to men over 40 was because I did that when I was about 46, 47 years old. And I started to think, okay, fighters don't have a lot of money, so I'm just going to be spinning my wheels here, trying to generate a ton of money on fighters. No disrespect to any fighters, because I do work with the UFC as well. But so I thought, okay, let's go on. Men over 40 was still something that was kind of in the back of my mind because a lot of my friends are now in their 40s too, right? And people are now that are in their 40s are asking me questions, but I wasn't really digging too deep into that at that time. But then I went online. So I went online to see what was out there for men over 40, and there was still nothing. There was only one other person doing anything for men over 40 at this time. And I went back to my own journey because here's the other thing. When people see me, I'm 40, when I'm launching this, let's go back to 47. When they see me, I'm lean, I'm ripped. So guys in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, they're not going to relate to me because they're going to think, oh, this guy's the next professional athlete. Of course he's ripped, but I can't get ripped. He's not gonna understand where I'm coming from. But I had a transformation journey. And this is so important when it comes to building and attracting the right person. If you have a story, of transformation. So for me, I suffered from low testosterone. I was heavy, like at 39 years old. I had a big belly. I was 215 pounds. I'm usually 185. I got deep into a depression because the girl I was living with, she left me. So I started going, partying and doing drugs, and I got really very, very bad for me. And it wasn't until I went to the doctor that he told me, "Oh, you have low testosterone. You have the testosterone of a grandfather." And I didn't know what that meant at the time. I didn't know that testosterone had everything to do with my health, me losing weight, or losing fat, building muscle, energy, feeling better, having that drive, because I'd lost all of that. So when he told me that, and obviously he wanted to provide me with drugs, but because I was a professional athlete, I knew all of the negative effects of using steroids. So that wasn't an option for me. So I started to talk about. I asked him, "Can I do this naturally?" He's like, "100%. You just do this, 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 and this." And then I went deep down, and I transformed my body at that time from 215 pounds to 185. I was in the best shape of my life, which is why I went and trained Muay Thai. I fought Muay Thai. So my 40s were like, I was in the greatest shape. I got married in my 40s. I started this business in my 40s. But again, I was still doing the MMA thing because that's where my heart was at the time. So I just went back to that, and I realized that first I called my program Over 40 Shred, and it wasn't. No one was joining, and I couldn't understand why. And then I realized, oh wait a minute, men don't care. They don't want to be shredded at this point. They just don't want to. They got to get rid of this belly fat. They want more energy. They're maybe if they're in the gym, they're having problems building muscle, or they're skinny fat, they're very soft. So I had to change. It's not about being over 40 shred. It's about being where they're at, right? Understanding, okay, wait a minute, but I also went through what these guys went through. I had a big belly. I had no low testosterone. I was getting injured. I was having a hard time, building muscle. I had no energy and drive, and I was suicidal, and I had depression. So that's where all these guys are at. And so I changed everything. I changed my message. And I made sure that the people who I was targeting, the men over 40, 50, 60, 70, were not the men over 40 that were in the gym. Because I also realized that those guys already have workout. Yeah, they're already doing something. So why would I waste my time trying to convince? I don't want to convince anybody, right? My goal here is not convincing you to come join. My goal is I'm going to help you with the pain, with your struggles, with your thing, with whatever challenges you have. But I'm going to give you a program that you've never done before, because that's the other thing. So first and foremost, I'm really dialing in on who I'm targeting based on my story and my experience. If you have a transformation story, the reason why you're creating courses or whatever, that's what you need to lean on, and that's what you need to target, right? Or if it could be a story that you helped someone very close to you, but you also have to dig into what struggles they were going through, right? Because that has to connect with people. So when my ads were talking about my struggle, so many guys, when they came in the program, like, oh my God, like, I didn't realize you had that. You were literally, again, speaking to me. I could totally relate to you when you said that you masked your manhood, because that's one of the things I did. I kind of masked my manhood by going out to strip joints and getting hookers and doing all that stuff, because my girlfriend left me and my libido was low. So what do? Let's go to strip joints, because that's going to make me more of a man. Not, right? Obviously not. But that's, as men, sometimes we do very irrational things to think that, you know what I mean? So I can relate to them, and I'm very open with everything. So that, I think, is another thing. I'm just myself. Like, I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. So that's the second thing. Just be yourself, because you're going to connect with the people who connect with you. Not everyone connects with me when I'm, not everyone connects with me. And that's amazing. There's other over 40 programs out there where you can connect with other guys who are going to help you. I only want the people who are going to, are going to connect with me, who connect with my story. And, yeah, that's kind of the first thing, is really making sure that you dial in your targeting. And here's another amazing tip: is survey your list. It doesn't matter if they're your current customers. Hopefully you've built a list. So survey that list and ask them questions about like what their struggles are, what their, what their pain points are, what their goals are, and that will give you a very uh, clear picture of what the top things you should be starting to using in your ads and on your sales page, in your marketing, when you're talking to people, in podcasts, etc. That's how you really dial in on targeting the right audience.
Awesome. We're going to come back to it at the end, but I wanted to plant the seed for later. Can you go ahead and give us a quick summary of your new venture, tribemethod.com? So you built a fitness empire and this transformation for men over 40. What's Tribe Method?
Sure. So we have a book that myself and the twins, these two twins, Mike and Rick Thielmans, they're the ones who really gave me more clarity when I launched my over 40. When I first launched Over 40 Shred, they were the first to say, you can't call it Over 40 Shred. You got to give it a name that will give an identity to somebody. Who are they going to become? So they have these 27 psychological strategies. And throughout the years, we have, massaged it to create the 27 Tribe Secrets. These are the things that if you implement these into your brand, into your membership, into your courses, you will be able to create lifelong customers, like a collective, a tribe of people who will never leave you. And so not only have we done it with my membership, but we've helped other people to do it just, on the side, giving them ideas. And now when you go to tribemethod.com, you can get this book. This is the foundation. It gives you the each secret. So for instance, to give you an example, shared beliefs and values. That's a secret. You should create shared beliefs and values based on what you have, and they're going to have those same shared beliefs and values because that's who they are, right? My over 40 alphas, we are different from other men over 40 because we treat women right. We look for solutions, not problems. We, there's certain things that we do and that we believe in. We're here to provide, protect, procreate. That makes us different. And we all share that same belief. So we're all on the same, all 15,000 of us are on the same. We know what's going on here inside the brotherhood. So they talk about the psychological reasons and why that works and how other companies use that same strategy. And I, in this book, will literally show you this is exactly how I used it inside my brotherhood. So this is a foundation book. It's a PDF. And then, then we move into helping people build their tribes, build their tribes. Yeah. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah. So go check out tribemethod.com. We'll talk about it more as we go through this. There's a framework I use, Funk, that's about like what you need to be successful as an online education entrepreneur. And you check all these boxes. I call it the 5 hats problem. You basically have to wear 5 hats or build a team around these challenges. The first is being a subject matter expert. You're obviously a fitness expert. The second is being a teacher. You were already like a coach and like you had teaching skills and speaking skills and kind of curriculum or training program design skills. Then you have to be an entrepreneur. You got to build a business. You got to market. You got to sell. You got to build systems. You got to go get all up in the weeds of technology, whether that's ads and websites and email marketing and all kinds of stuff. But the 5th hat is the one that's least understood and that we're talking about today, which is I call community building, which is the tribe thing. And I kind of look at it before and after the sale. Like the tribe might be like part of the product, but also you're building all this community on the front end and goodwill, like all your free stuff and everything. Tell us more about just, I guess, like the mistakes people make when they're like, all right, particularly if it's going to be part of their program, like, okay, well, I'm going to have training, but I'm also going to have a community and I'll just create a Facebook group. Yeah. But like, there's so much more that goes into it. Like, tell us about it.
Okay. So listen, when I'm talking right now, everybody listening, it's not your fault. And I'm not like, I'm not hammering you. Okay. But I'm the type of person I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. So what are the mistakes? The first mistake is thinking that you just need to put the community up there and people are going to come. That will never happen. People may join, but what do you expect them to do if you're not telling them what to do? right? You're just putting it up there, and this is probably one of the biggest challenge that most people have with community. This is probably one of the biggest. I'm part of the Membership Academy, which is a membership for membershipers, and that is one of the biggest challenges. How do I get people to engage in my community? So, number one, the biggest mistake is just putting out there not doing anything. So, what do you do instead? Well, you have to, when you put that community up, whatever you use, I use Facebook. There's a few things you got to think about in order to ensure that you get engagement. Okay. So first, we're talking about transformation, right? You have to have a transformation mindset when you're building your courses. That means that it's not about transactions. It's about what am I gonna do to make sure these people get results? And that community is gonna be very important. So the first thing you want to do is you have to be inside the community, which means you have to post. And what you post is what you want everybody else to post. So if, for instance, we have rituals, okay, so there's another thing, create rituals, okay, because remember, I have a lot of people in my Facebook group, the community portion of it. So I don't ever post like, hey guys, today is I don't know, workout Wednesday, or hey, I got a question for you, or that never happens. In fact, we had like 60,000 posts, likes, comments last 2 months ago, all organic because we have rituals. So rituals, what are they? So for instance, of course, accountability Sunday, right? So but the rituals have to make sense. They're not just random rituals. The reason why we do accountability Sundays is because if they are accountable, that means they're planning for the week. They pick their go-to foods. They know what days are going to work out that week. They know what challenges are. So the accountability is actually a template. What they do is they'll take a picture of themselves, they'll post a picture, hashtag accountability Sunday, and they'll go through, okay, this week I got a wedding to go to, so I got to watch out for this. Here are my carbs I'm going to buy this week, my protein. So that's, and everybody does it. Everyone does accountability Sunday because the people who do accountability Sundays are the people who get the results. So that's one ritual that's already on Sunday. We already have people posting. The second thing we have is called sweaty selfies. Okay. What's a sweaty selfie? A sweaty selfie is after every time you work out, you're going to just take a picture with our sign, because we have signs too, and post it. And generally what happens is these guys post a picture. They just say, oh, I did workout, day 12, phase 22, blah, 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 workout, blah, 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 blah. And it'll just be a picture. So if you went to our Facebook group, you scroll and you'll see a whole bunch of guys like looking like they just got beat up, but they all are sweaties. That's called a sweaty selfie. That's a ritual. We also have alpha meals. Why do we do why do we do sweaty selfies? Because accountability, right? Like, hey, I got my workout done. And it also keeps them accountable. Hey, I want to show everybody else I got my workout done too, right? The meals, alpha meals. So people post their meals and then they break down the carbs, the fats, the proteins, the vegetables. That's called alpha meal post. Why do we do that? Well, because I know that if people post their meals and they know what foods they're eating, they're going to be more successful with nutrition. And if you go down to our Facebook group, you'll see all the meals there. So again, that's another post. We have birthday burpees. When someone has a birthday, they put up their video camera. And these are men 40, 50, 60, 70. These aren't young guys. They're guys, they'll put up their phone, right? Not the most technically savvy crew, but they're getting better because they do use their phones more, and then they'll do their burpees.
Right.
And so, and the only reason why they do that is because I do the same thing. I post my accountability every Sunday. I post my sweaty selfies. I post my meals. I do everything like I'm part of them. So Funk is the leader, right? This program's not about Funk, but Funk's our leader. So if Funk's doing it, we're going to do it too. So that fosters the engagement already, because everyone is posting. You have that many people, they're going to be posting all the time, right? They're going to be posting their sweaty selfies, etc. And then the comments, oh my God, comments. So many people are commenting because remember, we're all on the same journey. So of course, hey, great. Maybe someone had a challenge, right? And they had a challenge that, oh man, today was a tough day. I didn't feel like working out, but I still got it done. It wasn't the greatest. Okay, awesome, Jim. Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. That's amazing. So that's how you show up for your community. You have to be right. You have to mirror what you want your members to do, and then it'll just start. That will just start to happen. But you have to be in there for a while, because when I first did it, it was okay. There's hardly anybody here, but then you'll get a couple that start to do it. And everybody has that FOMO, right? Everyone has that fear of missing out. They don't want to be left out when they're in a collective community of people who are getting results. So that's the first thing you want to try to create rituals. The second thing, and I advise every single course creator on the planet to do this, is, well, I would say weekly coaching calls or lives or whatever you want to call it inside your member hub, which is for me Facebook, or biweekly. But just get on there, have a topic, just a short topic, okay, guy. Because so we have our brotherhood hangout, hanging in the hood, every Friday, 9 a.m. Every single Friday, 9 a.m. We're in the hood, we're hanging out. I come with some type of a topic, and then I answer questions. So that's another thing that invokes a lot of engagement, right? People show up. That's a ritual, and that people show up inside your program. Yes, they have a ton of workouts. Yes, they have all that stuff. But what is your goal? As a creator, you want them to go through the course. You want them to finish the course. You want them to transform. So showing up for them inside your community makes sense. I don't spend a lot of time inside my membership. It's only 10 hours a week. But the amount of stuff I do in there, we also have something called Ask Funk. So whenever someone has a question inside the Facebook group, they will put hashtag Ask Funk. And of course, the guys in there will answer the question. We got guys that have been we got Alpha OGs who've been in there for a year. We got Alpha Savages who've been there for 2 years. We got Supreme Kings who've been there for 3 years. They're going to most likely answer the question. But this is another great thing for you as a course creator. Every week I get the set of questions, and then I shoot a video and I answer the questions like podcast style. Okay, question number 1, Jim, great to see you, Jim. This is a great question. Jim asked, blah, 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 blah. Then I answer the question. Okay, great. Next. So this week, I think we have 11 questions I got to answer. Sometimes there were 30 questions I had to answer. But we repost that video and the questions inside the Facebook group and tag everybody. Oh my God, I can't believe.
Wow.
Answered my question. Like, imagine if you're the creator of a course, or you are a creator or a brand, whatever, and the people who are taking your program, you're the one answering their questions. That you want to talk about the connection that person has to your brand when you can take the time out. And it doesn't take long. Plus, you're answering questions, right? Plus, AI is going through the roof right now. I've answered so many questions that when the next ChatGPT comes out, I'm going to load all those questions up into ChatGPT and the answers and the videos, all the coaching calls and everything I've done. And now I'm going to have a AI, I don't know, bot or something that will be able to give people answers, because they've also asked me for that. They've said, hey, do you have some type of like an FAQ quickly that people can use to get questions answered right away? Because we've done a lot of Ask Funks. Like, they literally telling me this. I'm like, don't worry, ChatGPT 5. So let's always. So again, the engagement that you have and the value that you put inside of your community is what keeps your community strong. And then, of course, the connections, right? The other good thing is if you use Zoom, right? Zoom, I do also do Zoom coaching calls as well with our group. And this is not extra, by the way. None of this is, oh, you're going to be in this tier. Oh, you got to pay extra, because right away you're putting a barrier in front of what you want people to get, which is a transformation, right? Remember, transformation over transaction. Don't always try to monetize every single thing that you have in your courses or in your program until you have a strong tribe, right? People try to monetize everything before they even have like any connections. Like, oh, this guy wants me to pay even more to do this, and now I got to pay this level. No, man. Make sure that you get them the transformation. Believe me, they're going to stay with you. We are one of the guys in our 90-day tribe. This is my other thing that we're doing to help people build tribes. Is Rob. Big up to Rob. Rob has been in my membership for 5 years. Yesterday, Rob said, you know, one of the things that I started to realize with Funk's membership, of course, I've used the workouts, I've transformed my body, I feel amazing, but I found myself buying things all the time. Like, I was always buying things from Funk. I didn't know, and I didn't even know why. I was like, oh, yeah, you got this, I'll buy it. Yeah, I got this. And then he realized, oh, wait a minute, there's more going on here. Like there's more going on behind the scenes. And so he has his own business. He wanted to find out, but that's literally what happened. People just, okay, oh, you got this new thing? Sure, sure. But what happened? That's what happens when you have Tribe. Like I'm an Apple person, right? The new Apple iPhone came out. Of course, I'm going to buy it because I don't care what it has. I don't care if it's. I don't
You're in
even,
the tribe.
yeah, I don't care if there was no update. I'm going to buy it. Or we are Jeepers, right? We own a Jeep. If you own a Jeep and you drive by someone with a Jeep and you do this, they always. This is a Jeep Wave. It's called a Jeep Wave, right? And whenever I have somebody in the car, they don't know what that is. They're literally blown away. It's like every single person. And we drive our Jeep all over North America, and it doesn't matter where we are. As soon as we see someone with a Jeep and we do this, they do it back. And we also have a bag of ducks in the back of our car because
I learned about this from another Jeep owner.
Yeah, duck Jeep, baby. So I would go up to it, and here this happened about 6 months ago. Okay, this woman, right? Her and her friend are in the back, and they're just talking. They're just outside of their Jeep, and we pull up for coffee. And my wife goes in to get coffee, and I see this Jeep. I'm going to give them a duck. So I got my duck out. Now these women, like totally the opposite. Like I'm this black guy, tank top, coming up to them. They don't know who I am, and I'm like, who owns this Jeep? And one girl's like, I own the Jeep. And I just gave this to her. And she was like, oh my God. And she was like, I can't believe this. Thank you so much. And then we had a connection. And her friend was just like standing like, what the hell? Why is mom talking to this strange black guy? Like they know each other. Right. And the connection that we had based on just giving her the duck and then talking about our Jeeps and just like it was such a strong connection. I had a strong connection with that girl. I probably will have a connection with her forever based on the fact that she has or had a Jeep, right? And that's how tight a tribe as a community is. Even if people don't know who you are, if you do something, like we have this as our sign, I know that, the other day I was outside and a car flew by my house, right? And put their finger up like this and said, funk. And I had no clue who it was. And
yeah.
And then it came to, I'm like, oh my God, that person must be in the Brotherhood because only people in the Brotherhood would, well, obviously they're driving, so they can't do this, but would know to do this.
Yeah.
And so the next week I'm on my coaching call and it was James Eberhard who lives right over. I didn't have a clue. He's like, hey, that was me, by the way. Who drove by you. I'm like, I knew somebody. So that's how powerful focusing on you being inside your community so that you can foster that connection inside the community. And you should want to be there. Like, why would you not want to be there?
Let's talk about being a tribe leader. You've already said a lot. One of them is like you practice what you preach, you participate in the rituals, you like hold the space like for the call or the community. What else is involved in really stepping into that tribal leader role, particularly because I know many creators suffer from imposter syndrome or, fear of failure, fear of success, whatever. Like, how does one really kind of step into that role?
Well, you have to know what your values and beliefs are as a person, because those values and beliefs are going to be the things that you will show and let people know and share with your community. Because if I value health and fitness, if I value integrity, if I value helping others, if I value laughing at yourself, like not being so serious, but also, stepping outside your comfort zone. Like those are the things that I value. Always challenging yourself to be 1% better, always being able to, fall and fail, but learn from those failures. Like those are all things I value, right? Be transparent, let people know where you're at. Those are just all my values. So those are the values that I instill inside my membership. So the people who are coming in right off the bat, they read the manifesto, they read the virtues, so they already know what they're getting into. And now I can just be myself, right? And as a leader, I'm not. It's not about me. So again, my program is not the Funk Roberts program. It's the Over 40 Alpha program. It's their program. But I need to lead by, again, by living by my values and my virtues is number one. Number two, being transparent. If you don't know something, hey, you know what? I don't know that right now, but I'll find out for you, because that's what a leader does, right? You focus on what you're doing. I'm gonna go get that answer, right? Or if you're wrong about something, there's been times where I've been totally wrong. The very next coaching call, I'm like, guys, I was totally wrong. I'm super sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I messed up. And I'm sorry. But that's what a leader does. They come to the table and say, listen, I messed up, man. I thought it was this, but it was actually this. I'm gonna make, I'm gonna make the changes or whatever. Be yourself. That is because wearing a mask is so exhausting, right? Because one day yourself is gonna come up behind that mask, and you're gonna say something that they're not gonna expect. And that's going to be like, what? I didn't know. What the hell? Right? I didn't know that. I thought you were, but you're right. And then you're going to lose people. If you're just who you are, you're going to attract those people. And then you can focus on leading those people and leading with your own integrity, leading knowing that, hey, if I make a mistake, guys, don't worry. Listen, I'm going to probably make a mistake, but I will make sure to correct it. Or, you know what I mean? Like, so that's number one. That's another thing as a leader, having values, beliefs, and making sure that the people who come in have those same values and beliefs in regards to whatever program. I'm not talking about because remember, well, you don't know this, but in my program, I have men from all over the world. I have people who have different religions, different race, different sizes, different backgrounds, but we don't talk politics. We don't talk religion. We don't do pop culture. We don't do any of that stuff. We just focus on getting each other in the best health and shape and mindset that we can be. So when all of those things are removed and we only focus on the commonalities and not the differences, then as a leader, I can really truly focus on building an environment and a program based on that. The other thing is you have to listen. You have to listen, not hear, but listen to what your members or your students are saying, right? And if one or two or three or five students are saying the same thing, okay, we got to change something because everyone's saying the same thing, or we got to add something, or when you listen to your students and then implement what they're asking for, it's unbelievable. They're like, I can't believe Funk heard me say that we need this, and now we have it. Oh my God, this guy's really
cares.
Yes, and that's what a leader does. A leader cares for their community, for their tribe. And so a lot of times, even if you think listen, here's the thing about the imposter thing. If all you have to be is like 2 steps ahead of everybody and I'm not even joking when I say that.
Yeah, I figured this thing out last week and you get the question. It's like, I got it.
Yeah, totally. Like, you don't need to be the expert in the world. You just need to know enough about and continue to be open to learning more. So let's say you're just new to, and you only know a few, you know enough to build your course out, maybe have this one course, and then all of a sudden 6 people who finish that course say, hey, I'd like a course on this, this, and this. And you're like, oh, I don't know too much about that. But what are you going to do? You're going to go and learn about that, learn what you need. And then as the leader, you're going to create that mini course and you're going to give them enough to get the results they want, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that can never be a barrier, because you're going to know more than everybody joining you. And that's all you need to do. But if there's more for you to learn, continue to learn. And this is why I don't post on social media, and I don't do that because I don't have time I don't want to be, why would I? And again, no disrespect to anybody who uses social media content, no disrespect to content creators. Okay. Cause you're all amazing, but I'm going to tell you, for me, I don't understand why I would put so much effort into TikTok and Instagram and Reels and Shorts and all those things to people who I don't even own. Because remember, you don't own the TikTok followers, you don't own Facebook, you don't own YouTube followers, Instagram, you don't own those people. The email that I gather, I own, and I can take those emails and here's one thing I say, like, listen, if you had to pay your mortgage today, you couldn't go to the bank and show the bank teller your Instagram followers,
right?
Facebook. Oh, look, I got 1 million Instagram followers. So you need to pay your mortgage. But you know what I can do? I can shoot an email out for a new program and I can get $10,000, no problem, shooting an email out for a program, or just have a program that I have, shoot an email out. Hey guys, sale for this program, and generate revenue. Take that money and go to the bank because I've built an email list. And so the point I'm trying to make is, when you don't own those people, but you're putting so much effort, your 80% of your time is content. I got to put out content. No. I got to put out content. Wait. Listen, we just shot 13 videos. We're going to slice them up. We're going to throw them out there. And meanwhile, you got all these people who are paying you, sitting there like waiting for you.
Yeah.
Why is he out there on Instagram with people who aren't even paying him? Why is he out there on TikTok? People aren't even paying him. Why is he spending so much time over there and not time with the people who love and support and are giving him money? Like that was when I built the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood, that's 100% what I said. I don't want to be posting out there. So we only have one ad running. The ad runs to the page. And when people come in, I make sure we onboard them properly, because I got to make sure that they transform, because I got a $1 trial for 30 days. I have a free one, but I also have a $1 trial. Those people who take that $1 trial, man, 60% of them will convert at the end of the month, because usually it's about 60% who start, right? Because people who start, they're in. So our whole focus is the onboarding piece and making sure that those people, get results. So, and then if I have to learn other things and figure things out, again, I'm here with the people who are paying me and not out there. So I don't know where I was going with that, but the point I'm trying to make is really think about, I don't know where I was going with that.
We were talking about leadership and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's solid.
Spending time to like improve yourself as a leader, so that you can lead your group. You can only do that when you're focused internally, right? Not saying not to do any of that stuff, but a lot of times people start to only focus on the things that aren't really bringing them revenue, right? Yeah. Because the stuff that brings you revenue is hard, right? Sometimes it's very difficult. It takes a long time to build things, but you want that dopamine, right? So let me post something because I know that I'm supposed to post content. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I post the content, and then you're looking at how many likes you get. Oh man, it's so fresh. You guys know I know if you're listening to this, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, likes aren't dollars or enrollments or members.
No. Do a podcast. That's what I always say. That is the best way to connect with potential people, to get out there, to practice,
research, like you said, maybe you're got to get better at something. So you interview a guest about that topic, and
totally.
Yeah,
totally.
Awesome. Well, Funk is one of the best community builders I know on the internet. So go check out tribemethod.com and get the Tribe Secrets book.
It's like $7, guys. Like literally, it's not the physical book, but it's like $7. You get a lot of great bonuses. But more importantly, this is like the foundation. And I'm telling you right now, if you go through this book, you will find something there that you'll be like, oh my God, like, okay, that makes sense to me, right? It'll start to give you more clarity on why certain things in your business may not be working, and what you can do in order to implement some of those things. If you need more help, obviously you can connect with us, but this is the foundation. I'm telling you, it's going to be the best $8 US $7.95 that you spent in your entire life. But specifically, if you have a business or a course, and don't have to have a membership, just as a course creator, it'll give you so many ideas. Man, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Awesome, Funk. Well, thank you for coming back on the show. Go to tribemethod.com. Get the book. I'm going to get a copy, and we're going to have to do this again sometime. I love touching base with you as your business evolves and as you help all these people and all this. It's really awesome. But thank you, Funk.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you for Lifter LMS, man, because that's been a game changer for me. So I really appreciate you with that as well.
You bet.